I'm going to stand fast in the liberty where Christ has made me free. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be determined. I'm going to be standing here because there's strength in Christ. I'm not going to regress. I'm not going to go backwards. You know, you think about in the world of athletics, and I'm a big sports fan, I love it. I can watch about everything but ping pong, okay? Probably could if somebody was really good. I don't understand soccer rules too well. I just know you can't touch the ball with your hands, and everybody's running all over the place kicking and, you know, and all that stuff, and you got to be in pretty good shape. Hockey, I got no clue except they fight. They run up down the ice, and then all of a sudden some guy will blow a whistle and say, he's icing. I'm like, they all icing, they on ice. I don't know what to do. But it's exciting. But I'm primarily a guy with a ball. If there's a ball involved, I like it. Okay? Football, basketball, baseball, love it all. Love to watch it. You know, played ball growing up. And, you know, the goals of coaches, successful coaches, and you start thinking, you know, college football is right around the corner. And, you know, I'm not a big fan of Crimson Tide. But you got a guy named Nick Saban down in Alabama. And this guy's determined every year that we're going to be better than we was last year. And we don't care who likes it. We don't care who gets in our way. We don't care who says whatever, because we're the Tide, and when we come on the field, everybody knows it. And we're determined that, you know what, this is where the bar that we've established for ourselves. If we're not playing for a national championship, it's been a disappointing year. You know, and around here you got Kentucky football fans and Tennessee football fans, and we're just happy if we win 7 games and go to the bowl game. Man, if we can make the bowl game, and it'd be wonderful if we could play on New Year's Day. Because used to that was the level. If you played a New Year's Day bowl, that was the plateau. That was this, you know, that was it. Nowadays they got every kind of bowl in the world. You know, you win 6 games, sometimes they let you go. I can't understand that one. But what I'm getting at, these coaches, especially Nick Saban, is a guy who's determined. He stands fast in what he believes. He digs in, he progresses every single year, and he's determined, and he is not backing down from nobody. Why can't we as Christians have that mentality with Christ when we face the adversary? When we walk on the field with the adversary, we say, hey devil, me and Jesus got a thing going here. You know who you're messing with? You're messing with Jesus, because he's right here with me. And I'm standing fast in the liberty that he's given me. He's made me free, and I shall not be entangled again with the yoke of bondage. I will not regress. I shall not go backwards. I will absolutely be determined, headstrong, that I can do all things. Yep. Because I got Jesus right here with me. But so many times, so many folks that begin, well, preacher, you just don't understand. Yeah, I do. I certainly do. I've been there. I know the adversary. He knows me. I got a big target on me. He shoots all the time. He fires all the time. I got a lot of scars on me, battle wounds. Sure do. But you know what? I'm standing today. I'm breathing. I'm looking ahead. I got a vision. I got a passion. I got a fire. I got a desire. I'm steadfast, and I'm moving on. And I will not be entangled in the bondage. I will not. You know what? Kind of like, what was that lady? They videoed her. She had this saying, ain't nobody got time for that. Sweet Brown or whatever her name was. I like it. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't got time for that stuff. I got to move on. I got to stand fast in the liberty Christ has made me free, and I'm not entangled again. I will not be entangled. I will not regress, and I will not back up. Remaining free. yesterday, I said earlier, we went inside the Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary. When I was a kid, I remember, when we lived in Knoxville, Tennessee, I'd heard as a young kid about this place called Brushy Mountain. And I mean, they could just mention the name and a chill run up your back. Because it was one of the meanest of the baddest places there was. I got to researching last night about it, and they said some people had called it the Alcatraz of the South. Now, yeah, there were a few guys escaped, but guess what? There's nowhere to go. Straight up mountain. I mean, wilderness. Unbelievable. Well, yesterday we went through, and this prison had originated in 1896. Of course, the facilities we were going through had been built in the 1930s. And we walked through, and you could stand and you could hold the bars. And actually, they had the cell that James Earl Ray occupied. Anybody know who James Earl Ray was? The guy that killed Dr. Martin Luther King. So we opened the door and stepped in the cell. And, we all smiling, got our pictures made, kind of laughed. But, there was a reality to this. And a couple of weeks back, I had been there. Before it had opened, and before I was allowed to get in there, and I was standing on one of the guard shack posts on the corner of the prison, and a man climbed it, and he made this comment. He said, "I spent 25 years in that place." I went, "What?" He said, "Yes. They pulled me up here one night in 1984. I was 21 years old. He said it was dark. This place was lit up like you've never seen anything. And they unloaded me, shackled, led me into this." And I said, "What have I gotten myself into?" Entangled in the bondage. And he said, "I spent from 1984 to 2006 here." He said, "I could tell you some real stories." And the lady said, "When did you get out?" He said, 2006. She said, "Have you stayed out?" He said, "No." Now think about that. You've just spent 22 years of your life in Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary, one of the worst places on this earth. You get out, and somehow you get entangled in the bondage of your transgressions, and guess what? You get a return trip. He said, "They brought me back in 2007, 1 year. He said, "They let me out again in 2009. And the lady said, "Have you been out ever since then?" He said, "Yes." And the young lady with him said, "Yes, and he better, if he knows what's good for him."